Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. Let's turn to Wisconsin now. We got the sentencing for defendant Samantha Krebs. The jury convicted her back in September in the stabbing death of her boyfriend, Joey Carnot. The incident happened in 2024. She's looking at up to life in prison for her crimes. Before we go into the courtroom, let's get you the very best moments of what we called the kiss and kill murder trial.
Where are you right now, Samantha?
I'm over at my friend's.
Is there any way you could come back to the apartment? Some stuff happened at the apartment. What's your boyfriend's name again?
Joey.
This trial is about the homicide of Joey Carnot.
Bleeding, he's unconscious.
Was it self-inflicted or did someone do this to him?
He's all right.
John Pfeffer. His primary response is to protect his friend, Samantha Krebs, the defendant. And that is where the truth begins to get twisted.
What did you tell them?
I told her to leave.
So starting at the beginning of what I guess would now be version 3, what did you tell law enforcement?
She looked at me dead in the eye. She said, just tell the police he stabbed himself.
Are you able to determine whether or not it was self-inflicted or not self-inflicted?
I can tell you the cause of death, but I'm not able to tell you the manner of death.
They were told that Joey didn't make it. I'm sorry.
Somebody on that recording stating, what do we tell the cops that he just fell on a knife? If that was you that stated that, why do you think you would have said something like that?
Because the last thing I wanted to do is make Joey think that I was gonna get him in any trouble, like in a mental facility.
The person you're supposed to marry is bleeding out and dying on the kitchen floor, and you leave.
I didn't know he was dying.
Oh, Samantha, you talked about him being unconscious and having blood gushing from his chest. And you left the apartment and you never called 911, ever.
Correct.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Samantha Krebs, guilty of the first-degree intentional homicide as charged, dated this 11th day of September, 2025.
All right, that was a look back at the trial. Now let's go forward to the sentencing today. On the stand right now, giving a victim impact statement, we have Laura Lindberg. So she's someone who taught victim Joey Carnot.
My name is Laura Lindberg, Lauralindberg. Thank you for the opportunity to share my statement. No one will feel the loss of Joey more than his family. He was a beloved son, grandchild, brother, nephew, cousin, uncle, and his most important role as a father. His true friends are left without his kindness, willingness to help out, and infectious laughter. During her trial, Samantha Krebs attempted to focus on a narrative of the darkest chapter of Joey's life. It was a very brief chapter that was orchestrated by her. It is not an accurate depiction of who Joey was. In a very short time, she took him away from everyone who loved him. As one of his former teachers, I want to share with you what our community lost with Joey's senseless death. We lost an inspirational story to share and help out others. Joey was hardworking and caring. He had an innate ability to see the good in others and want to help them find the light, just like he had. Our community lost a valuable contributor due to Samantha's selfish actions. Samantha Krebs has a long criminal history and has been able to manipulate the system to remain free in our community. Her flippant disregard for the law is evident. She shouldn't have even been living in Appleton when she took Joey away from us. It has been concerning to learn about her constant manipulation of others to get what she wants. I implore you to give her the maximum sentence, not just to honor Joey's legacy, but to prevent future victims. No other family should have to endure this kind of pain. I truly believe that appropriate sentences earlier in her criminal career could have prevented this tragedy. Samantha instead perfected a scheme to appear as a victim, when in reality, she is a conniving criminal. It is time to protect our community from Samantha Krebs by giving her the maximum a sentence allowed.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lindberg. Who's your next presenter?
I was asked to read a statement from his grandmother who has prepared something for me to say today.
Okay, and that's Mary Carnot?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I was asked to give my opinion on what the sentence should be for Samantha. I'm trying to do this without anger. My heart pains every day thinking about Joey. Anger builds up in me. They say that time will heal all wounds, and I pray that someday it will. I don't want this feeling of revenge. The Lord says, vengeance is mine, and I believe it should be in his hands, not mine. Given all the evidence presented during the trial, I feel Samantha should not ever be eligible for parole. I feel she should spend the rest of her life in prison. I just want her to know how she tore up our family with so much heartache.
Thank you for that information from Mary Carnot. Go ahead with your next presenter.
The next presenter will be Joey's sister.
Your Honor, could we possibly get the screens for this one?
Say that again?
Could we possibly have the presentation screens for this statement? This one photos the victim would like to show, as well as some voicemails.
All right, and this is Kayla Vandenbloer. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead when you're ready.
A victim impact statement. What even is that? That's what went through my head when I first received it in the mail. A victim impact statement is a written or oral account from a crime victim describing how the crime impacted them. In this instance, the crime being first-degree intentional homicide. And what exactly is that definition? First-degree intentional homicide is defined as causing the death of another human being with the intent to kill that person or another. Intended to kill is defined as the defendant, Samantha, must have had the mental purpose to take the life of a human being or been aware that their actions were practically certain to cause death. And that human being whose life was taken from him was my big brother, Joseph John Carnot. You stabbed him in his kitchen, stood over him while he was gasping for air, and then you left him to die. You were too worried about yourself. You intentionally killed my brother. You made threats in the past, and you followed through with your threats. He is gone. What does that mean? That means I no longer have a big brother. I can't call him and talk to him about my day, my life, or parenting. When I am needing some advice from my big brother, I can't pick up the phone and call him. He always had an answer for me and knew just how to make me laugh every time we talked. Unfortunately, I no longer have that. You, Samantha, you took that from me. And with that, I'd like to play a voicemail I have from Joey.
Hey, little sis. Just wanted to give you a call, tell you I love you, and just to give you some encouraging words and, you know, some loving words from me, from the heart. You're an amazing mother, and that boy is he's gonna love you tons, more than you'll ever know. So I'm sorry if, I woke you up or whatever you guys are trying to all get to sleep. I don't know. I just want to call you and just tell you that stuff, And I owe you a lot because you've always been the best sister anyone could ever ask for. So I love you, but I'll let you go. Have a good night. Bye.
We're going to pause everything right here. Going to get back to the sentencing hearing in just a moment. Also still covering everything in Michigan for you in the case against Shonda Vander Ark. Thank you for watching Court TV Live. We will be right back.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. Good to be with you on this Tuesday, the Thanksgiving week Tuesday. We're almost there. A little holiday coming up for hopefully most of you. We are in Wisconsin this morning where convicted killer Samantha Krebs is being sentenced today. Krebs was found guilty earlier this year of fatally stabbing her fiance, Joey Carnot, in their apartment last summer while they were high on drugs. Krebs took the stand during the trial where she testified that Carnot was becoming delusional and stabbed himself and then told her to leave. Well, she was found guilty. The jury did not buy any of that. Let's go back into the courtroom where Carnot's sister is giving a victim impact statement.
This is Joey, full of love and kind words. He always, always said, "I love you." Joey did not deserve to die. This is a picture of Joey and Kason. A loving, happy father holding Kason while he naps. Something you, Samantha, you took from my nephew. He won't ever have his dad to hold him ever again. You took the stand and raised your right hand, sworn to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. But did you? You diagnosed Joey as this manic person. Joey was in my life for 31 years, and manic is a word I would not use to describe him. In fact, he was the complete opposite of that. He was the most selfless, caring person you could ever meet. He had the biggest heart and would do anything for anyone. He was always happy. Joey's laugh was contagious. You couldn't be around him and not laugh. He had such a strong faith and relationship with God. We shared our walk with God stories often. I'd like to play another voicemail I have from him.
Just giving you a call, little sis, seeing what you're up to and how you've been. And hopefully your walk is going good with God and your faith is still strong. And I love you lots. And just give me a call whenever you get some time. Okay, bye, sis.
Can we play that one more time, please?
Just giving you a call, little sis, seeing what you're up to and how you've been. And hopefully your walk is going good with God and your faith is still strong. And I love you lots. And just give me a call whenever you get some time. Okay, bye, sis.
This is Joey with a strong faith, a caring big brother, checking in on his little sister and making sure to tell me he loves me. And with that, I am certain he is in heaven living his best life. Joey may have fought a battle with addiction, but he was certainly not crazy or whatever other words you were using to describe or diagnose him with. This is a picture of Joey and Kason. On the day Kason was born, Joey's life was now complete.
Nothing else mattered in this world. Joey was now living to be the best father. Kaysen was his number one. Kaysen no longer has a dad, and he is often wondering where his dad is. I don't know how to respond to these things. I feel so lost not knowing how to comfort my nephew. Seeing Kaysen struggling with the loss of his father, and I don't know how to help him. How do I explain this to him? What am I supposed to say? All of his school and sporting events, he won't have his dad there. How am I supposed to comfort him while he's looking in the crowd for his dad? He doesn't have his dad there to tell him everything is going to be okay when he just needs that father figure to lean on. This breaks my heart. I wish I could bring Joey back, but I can't. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Build-A-Bear, but it's a fun place to bring kids to pick out a stuffed animal and stuff it, dress it, and name it. This experience was not like that for us. When it was time for Kaysen to pick out a heart to stuff his dog with and make a wish, he wished he could talk to his dad again because he is dead. My stomach was just in knots and my heart shattered all over again. This is just one of many uncomfortable situations that happen in public. People start asking questions and expressing their sorrow. It's a feeling of social awkwardness for all parties. This past weekend, my son and Kaysen were playing pretend, is what Kaysen would call it. And he was playing pretend that my son's father is dead. Someone killed your dad, and we need to find out who did it. This is what I would call trauma. Trauma that Kaysen has to live with for the rest of his life because someone, Samantha, murdered his daddy. My 3-year-old asking, "Mommy, why are you sad? Where is Kaysen's daddy? What is heaven?" How do I explain these things to my 3-year-old? He doesn't understand what's going on. This has had such a negative impact on my mental and physical health. For months, I could not sleep through the night, which affected my day-to-day life. I have been through and continue to go through hours and hours of therapy. Mentally, I now have to live with the trauma of all of this. I will never forget the phone call I received from my mom telling me Joey passed away last night. When I got that call, I was in a balloon store ordering balloons for my son's 2nd birthday party. Planning his birthday parties will never be the same, nor will walking into that balloon store that I go to regularly for planning all our parties. For the longest time, I couldn't pick up a knife, which meant no cooking meals for myself or my son. I barely ate for months, and at home, my son ate food that was quick and easy. Clearly, I was not healthy for quite some time, which also impacted me being a present mother. I struggled to be attentive to all of his needs. This has affected my work life as I am not able to perform my job 100%. I have missed so much work. I am grateful my employer has been understanding with all of this. Triggers and trauma I have to live with for the rest of my life. Saying goodbye to my brother's dead body at the funeral home, his cold, stiff body, and long incision along his hairline from his autopsy. This is something I was not prepared for, nor was I prepared for picking out pictures and songs and planning my big brother's funeral. Next, I'd like to play a video of one of the few picture boards I put together.
All right, because of the restrictions there in the courtroom, we can't show you the video. They're only getting audio, too, from the sister who is delivering this victim impact statement. It's, you know, every time we watch one of these sentencing hearings, it's very apparent what people go through because of somebody's actions, and that's what is playing out here with the sister recounting the effects of this murder that basically her family's dealing with. Now, let's bring in Sonny Slaughter. And Sonny, this is, you know, here we are again. You and I were in the same position just a few days ago. And again, it's a reminder, you know, on some level, any court TV watcher has to be thankful this week just watching our channel, because what people endure because of crimes and the behavior of some people, it's just, it never goes away, and it's so raw during these types of hearings.
Ted, it's great to be with you again, but always sad to have these kind of conversations. However, you are so right. Our families have to be grateful that they are not having this experience. I know some people think that victims' crimes, you know, that these take too long, that they're too drawn out, and they may have a negative impact on the defendant. But when you think about criminal justice systems and you think about the trial, this is the only time that we get to hear not about what happened to the victim, but who the victim is and what they meant to others and the impact that they've had on people's lives. And this is so poignant. It is necessary for the healing of families and communities from something so tragic and devastating. And when you think about mental health, you have to think that there is a measure of release to be able to express to those that are no longer with you how you feel, how you felt, and what they meant to you, and to have a record of that. And for this Joey's son, very young, to be able to go back and say, well, although this happened to my dad, and he can look at the transcripts and watch these tapes, he can also hear what people said, how much his father meant to them.
Absolutely, well said. And it's just, you have no words to, you feel the people's pain, and to your point, this is lifelong, and his son is going to be, on some level, affected lifelong, but it's the positive things that are about his dad that he'll learn, which is the silver lining. Let's get a break. We'll continue to monitor the Krebs sentencing hearing up in Wisconsin.